It's the National Football League on EA Sports. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Cheifs and the Bengals, next on Madden Football.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Bengals in this matchup, they're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
He will find his man Chase complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 51 yards. And the Bengals are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Yellow.
Now here's Mahomes. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but across midfield. Excellent play there on third down. Give them 25 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Mahomes. Finding Edwards-Helaire once again. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. This defense for the Bengals, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He finds his man complete. That's Simmons. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Mahomes now on first down. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it from the 21. It's 2nd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. That to his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. 30, past the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the year. And the Bengals take the block field goal and convert it into 6 points. So a pretty wild turn of events there. Instead of a sure 3 points, it's 6 the other direction.
And if you're kicking in the NFL, that should be pretty much automatic, but I don't think that's on him at all. The protection broke down. That led to the block.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. Here's McPherson now to send it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Mahomes' throw caught by Gray. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw, it's Mahomes. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 37. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Steps away. Able to find Gray here. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now it's Mahomes again. He finds Moore in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chiefs have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll make our score 14-7. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was Sky Moore capping things off with a touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive.
Here we go.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Returnable here from the 38. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Mahomes to throw once more. To Jefferson on the slant. And he will have a Chiefs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On first down, Mahomes. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
On 2nd and goal, Mahomes. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 40, 20, 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD. No surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now 21-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick 6. Finding Walker complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens who have the lead in that one. J.K. Dobbins accounting for the lone scoring thus far as he's cashed in with a touchdown run. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium, and they trail the visiting Buccaneers as that game has gone to the half. The Bucs looking to sew that one up, and they look to...
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Going right back to Galladay. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mahomes going to throw. Going to be caught here, left side, Moore. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 21. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Edwards-Helaire diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw going into the hands of Williams.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
Here we go.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And able to get this to the 31.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They got to get to the 23 here on third. Now it's Burrow.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Another try for Mixon. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with third down upcoming. 3 quarters have come and gone. We're back now in KC. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th.
I'm wondering.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Burrow going to keep it on the sneak.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
Joe Burrow
scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Bengals add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Here's McPherson now to send it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again.
That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. They go play fake. Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. It's Gray.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A good pickup there at 22. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now here's Mahomes. He'll get this one to Galladay.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
To the right and complete to Galladay.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Now Mahomes. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and is popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And it's caught.
And the Chiefs are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, it's Mahomes. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. Mahomes now to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The end result, 21 yards.
On 1, ready? 11, 11.
They'll try to eat some clock with Mixon. And some space here. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Joe Mixon.
57 yards.
And the Bengals extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead now up to 14. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Patrick Mahomes in the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. Just over a minute 40 to play. Mahomes, a crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Here's Mahomes. Gets this to Moore.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Mahomes to throw it. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Mahomes. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 32-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And this is caught, so it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra. Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance. That time, a 9-play drive, and it's capped off by the touchdown from Kenny Galladay. So 15 ticks remaining as they line up for the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by... And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. Oh, nice move. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it. And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number, is it? And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
That's interference. Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Now for the all-critical extra point. He's got it. No problems there. The extra point up and good, and we are headed to overtime. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this time. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So it'll be the Bengals with the football here to start the overtime session as the kick is away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot. But nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right? In preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, and you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, they only need about a half a foot. It's overtime, but they're back in their own territory.
And you know those decision makers that are battling inside the head coach's mind right now, One saying, hey, offense is pretty good. Other one saying, no, rely on your defense. That's what you got to decide in this situation. Where do you have the confidence? That determines what you're going to do.
A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. Burrow on play action. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Burrow. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
He will find his man Cheifs complete. And he is in for the score. And that was absolute stunned silence as they win in overtime. As the fans exit back out to the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I agree with that. And happiness hurts the guys at concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans screaming out unhappy, but the